Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the breakout session of Kia, one of our partner supporting this event. Through these 25 minutes presentations, Mark Howlett, head of fleet and remarketing at Kia Motors Europe, will bring us an overview about the OEM sales across the world and the Kia Move 25 program. But this session will be also an opportunity to discover or rediscover the Kia range, including the famous EV6. So during this session, you'll have the possibility to share your questions in the chat or Q&A on the right side of your screen. And for the 5 last minutes, so Mark will try to answer to all questions depending on the remaining time. So, and now I'm going to give the stage to Mark. Mark, so the stage is yours.
Great, thank you, Daniel, and welcome everybody to the Kia session here at the Global Fleet Conference. Very happy to be here, very happy to be talking to you and having the opportunity to reach out to some of our fleet customers to give an update on all things Kia. So without further ado, I'll just get into the topics that we will bring to you today. So that one we've done. We will touch on the global car sales of Kia and the Hyundai Kia Automotive Group that we are a part of, to give you some insights in how the group is positioned globally in terms of the global ranking and how we fare against some of our competitors. We'll also have a look at how the year has started. Very challenging times, as you all know, what with the whole COVID situation. So we'll have a snapshot of that. A little bit of insights into the direction that the company is going and how we see our role as a car maker evolving over the next years to 2025. And then we will touch on some core pillars of our strategy, which are mobility and electrification, as well as obviously producing cars for our customers. We're going to touch a little bit on our international fleet sales capabilities and infrastructure, and then give you some highlights of the Kia model lineup, which we hope will be interesting for you. Okay. So there's some household names on this chart, and I'm sure you're familiar with quite many. Hyundai Kia as a group, we're a global car maker. We're present in Asia, obviously, which is where we're coming from, South Korea. We're part of the broader Hyundai Motors Group, which is having quite some vertical integration in the supply chain. So we make our own steel that goes in the cars, and a lot of the components, transmissions, etc., are all in-house developed and manufactured. So it's an interesting company to work for, and especially when you consider also that the ships that the cars are transported on are also Hyundai Group ships as well. So it's a huge conglomerate of various companies, and it's been a company that's really been moving in a positive direction over the last 15 years. And I've been with Kia now for exactly 15 years, and I only know working for a company that's going in a positive direction with the technology and R&D and obviously the sales performance. So this is a little bit the global context. You can see here how we are regionally, let's say, diversified, or how we attribute our sales to the different regions throughout the world. We have a very good presence in North America, and likewise Europe, also Russia, but more recently we've made huge strides in other BRIC markets, so India, South America, China, but then you can see we're having some good presence in Latin America, and naturally with Kia being an Asian car maker, also Asia Pacific as well. So truly a global player, as it were. So this is for the first quarter of 2021, and you can see here how the different car makers are, let's say, performing in this somewhat challenging period. So the market is slightly up for the first quarter of 2021 in Europe, versus the previous year for the same time period. And you can see here that it's still a case of recovery for quite many of our competitors, with some market share changes here or there. But the trend that we see, particularly on the Hyundai Kia side, is a real shift towards electrified products. And this is specifically for Europe, but we see the momentum moving into many of our customers that have obviously a global remit as well. And a lot of the fiscal stimulus behind electrification is really moving our customer base into this transition from traditional ICE vehicles to hybrid, then plug-in hybrid, and the end game being full electric vehicles, or BEVs as we call them. So we see it in our own sales mix, we see it in the mix of our competitors, and it's no surprise that those that have pretty good hybrid technologies, the likes of Toyota, PSA also, ourselves, Skoda bringing new EVs as well, Hyundai, we're doing pretty well for the first quarter versus last year. It's worth to mention that obviously last year, March was a very difficult month for all of us, and February and January would probably be a more healthy comparison year over year. And if we were just looking at the first 2 months of the year, then both Hyundai and Kia are more to the left of the chart. So March does somewhat skew the figures a little bit, but we're in a healthy position. We're quite happy with how things are going. So moving forward, how do we plan to develop the business? Well, there's lots of talk, particularly in the Europe region, around not just being producers of cars, but investing in our finance products, our captive banking institutions, and also, let's say, diversifying our leasing and mobility products to give more flexibility to our customers. So it's not only about providing cars, it's also about bringing solutions to solve these requirements of driver and employee flexibility. And we see a lot of home office working going on in these last months and well, more than a year now. And I think more than ever before, we'll see some big moves towards the mobility budget and greater flexibility with the workforce. And to be ready for this, we are investing in mobility services, naturally electrification of vehicles to take ICE vehicles out of the city centres, and also the flexible subscription products or car sharing services that are being demanded by not only private customers, but also some of our corporate customers as well. This is just a snapshot of what we have available today. So we have a car sharing business called Wibble, where you can share vehicles and use vehicles for minute-by-minute mobility. We have Kia Rent, which will become Wibble Rent, and this is daily rental offering from many of our dealers throughout Europe, where you can take a vehicle for days, a little bit more than the car sharing business. We then have multiple subscription offers, particularly around offers towards those customers whereby they might want to take a lease on an electric vehicle, but have some combustion engine flexibility in the subscription offer, or even just time flexibility, a reduced number of months contract, to give them exactly that, more flexibility. So either by model or by duration. And this is available in many countries throughout Europe, I must say. And then obviously Kia Lease is our stable product that we've had for many years throughout Europe, which is typical 2 to 4, 5-year leasing with services as well. PBVs is interesting territory for us, so we will look to leverage our early mover in electrified technologies to bring purpose-built vehicles to the region. We will also be partnering with various companies to build specific e-LCVs for various use cases, be it sort of your typical e-commerce or delivery base, or even some ride-hailing type partnerships as well, where we're having early discussions with certain stakeholders in this space at the moment. So exciting times, and a new space, particularly for the Europe region. But this project is a global project. Electrification, as I've touched on, is core for all manufacturers these days. We're putting a lot of resources into R&D, centrally in Korea, but also throughout Europe and the other global regions to ensure that our vehicles are relevant for the regions, designed and let's say tested in terms of driving capabilities and powertrain technologies for the regions to make sure that the vehicles are specific for our customers. Charging solutions are, again, a requirement, particularly as we transition our business to a fully electrified business. We're coming naturally with the wallbox technologies as part of the offer from Kia, but we're also partnering with various charging offer aggregators who can give our customers the ability to use the multiple networks that are available for charging, but still be able to generate one invoice, be it privately or in the business context, with all of the business reimbursement for the private usage, etc., etc. Furthermore, we are looking at other things in the product and service offering to ensure that Kia remains relevant, our products remain relevant, particularly with a move towards connectivity and telematics. We naturally have an extended vehicle lineup of 15 different models that you can choose from. Plus the charging network, we have our connected services applications where you can switch the car on and off, etc., from your mobile phone, lock, unlock. We try to share some of these features with partners throughout the industry, rental companies, so they can build their own applications, for example, and facilitate ease of use of Kia products in their own ecosystems. There's lots of good stuff going on there. Naturally, the 7-year warranty we're famous for. If your car breaks, we want to fix it for you. But the reason we can come with this warranty is because our cars typically don't break too often. And this build quality really does enable us to come with some quality guarantees to stand behind the product. The one invoicing is related to charging. I think quite many of you in the fleet community are familiar with this topic. It's one of the boxes that you need to tick in terms of your ecosystems. And I'm sure you're working with your suppliers and leasing companies to enable this to come to fruition. Home charging, again, is a given. There's lots of government subsidies and supports. Also from supplier side to make this a reality and enable you to facilitate charging of plug-ins and battery electric vehicles moving forward. We have our own offer here, which we try to build into our leasing offers as well. And then obviously for those customers that need to be kept mobile and the car is a tool of use, then we naturally provide various aftermarket services to keep our business customers mobile in those hours of need. Okay, so a little bit about Kia Fleet International. We have currently 170 international fleet customers who we are having a one point of contact relationship with. It's our job here at Kia Motors Europe in Frankfurt to facilitate getting offers, prices for those vehicles that are of interest, talking to you about the latest technologies, consolidating country by country feedback to give you exactly the type of relevant products and services that you're looking for. And then it's good that you can have confidence in our ability to come and tackle those markets that are an issue for you, where you maybe have a requirement but not a supplier in place. So as you saw on previous slides, Kia is a global organization and would be very interested to support you and discuss any opportunities that you might have globally. Okay, just a reminder of the lineup. I'll quickly fly through these slides because I'm sure you're all familiar with our products. This is just our electrified range to keep it a little bit on topic. So we have the battery electric Kia Soul. which is coming with a driving range of in excess of 450 kilometers. The e-Niro, which we've been having great success throughout the course of the last 18 months, 2 years with. This is again coming with the driving range of in excess of 450 kilometers, and in a packaging and body style which is absolutely core and in the volume mainstream segment. So a car that we've done very well with over recent years. We have plug-in hybrid Seed station wagon, which is more for the utility fleet orientation, where you need a car with a bit more capacity to facilitate certain, let's say, job need requirements. Its sister car, the X-Seed, this is the crossover version that sits in the Seed family, and crossover is becoming the trendy body style, particularly for Europe, which now with the plug-in hybrid becomes even more relevant. And then the larger, let's say, flagship Kia Sorento, our executive offering, which is really bringing the larger 4x4 segment back to life, where you're driving on just the electric charge with no tailpipe emissions. You can be very, let's say, clear with your conscience that you're not doing damage to the environment. And we've seen huge interest in the large SUV category because of this new powertrain introduction. And the one that we want to talk to you a little bit more about, we've got a short video to share with you, is our all-new EV6. Combines all of the positive elements of extended driving range, compelling design and performance characteristics with some fantastic ride and handling capability as well. But also it tackles that question about charging time. And with the new 800-volt ultra-fast charging technology, you can really make this box a real green tick when it comes to selecting a car that gives you and your drivers the flexibility to charge on the move and not be stuck at power stations for too long, waiting for the battery to be where it needs to be. So we're very happy with this new car. In 20 minutes, you can have the battery almost to 100%. So yeah, fantastic advancement in the technology, and we've got a little bit of a video to share with you. And yeah, perhaps I've done enough talking, so I'll pass over to Daniel, who will share the video.
One of the biggest challenges to convey through the camera is the impression that the exterior dimensions make when you see the EV6 for the first time in front of you. It's quite hard to show you exactly how wide and how low EV6 looks in real life, especially for a crossover. We are only used to seeing such dimensions from luxury sports segments. Yet, with EV6, there is no compromise on the practicality. Sporty, sloping roof lines can sometimes affect rear-view visibility or eat into the headspace, especially in the back row. Here again, the unique design of EV6 allows for having your cake and eating it too. Of course, we have all the electronic aids and cameras to assist on top of the good old-fashioned mirrors as well. If nothing else works, you can even choose to let EV6 park itself.
Of course, we are very proud of the completely new look of EV6, our flagship model of the future that introduces the next level of Kia's brand identity and design language.
You're right, Bart, about this new relationship between the exterior and interior dimensions. In fact, the total length of EV6 is similar to that of a C-segment car, absolutely suited for parking in the city centers, while the interior space is closer to that of a D-segment car, with the best luggage capacity among the peers at 520 liters, plus an additional 52 liters in the front trunk. Just imagine the effect of having a 20 centimeter longer wheelbase than the Kia Optima. By the way, I am 190 centimeters tall, and thanks to the completely flat floor, this is how I sit in the back. It's one of the first surprises you'll notice when you sit inside the car, both in the front and in the back.
The one aspect that everybody is talking about with EV6 is the battery technology, which makes it extremely innovative in the mainstream segment. This is also one of the most crucial factors from the residual value perspective. Peter, you have quite an EV background for you. Tell me, what are the main highlights for this vehicle?
Well, Bart, for me these are the range and the charging times. The battery itself, which is capable of an over 510 kilometer of range, the equivalent of traveling from Paris to Amsterdam, for example, is very reliable also, and you can have full confidence in having an EV capable of these long journeys even after many years of ownership. Even the entry trim will have around 400 kilometers of range. The ultra-fast charging capability, thanks to the 800-volt technology, sets the new standard in short waiting times at motorway charging stations. We are talking about approximately twice the speed of any mainstream competitors currently on the market. Translated into real-world figures, this means 10 to 80% charge in just 18 minutes, or an additional 100 kilometers of range after only 4.5 minutes. This, combined with the possibility to have your fuel station right at home, makes EV6 the ideal everyday companion. Mark, let's talk a little more about the charging experience. After all, it is not only about being able to plug in your EV, but also seamless integration into the vehicle's connected technologies. What are the most important advantages of EV6, especially when we think about both private and corporate customers?
Well, Peter, with EV6, the Kia Charge app combined with access to the Ionity fast charging network is the key to a seamless EV user experience. In fact, Kia is a member of the Ionity network, which allows us to offer our customers a solution to drive throughout Europe and gain direct access to the fast charging network of 400 stations with up to 350 kilowatt rapid chargers. All of this is of course integrated into both the Kia Charge app as well as in the in-car navigation system. Both systems can even indicate the availability of the charging stations in real time. For access to public charging stations, Kia Charge is already live in 8 European countries and still growing, enabling to locate charging stations, to charge and to receive a monthly invoice with different pricing models. For business purposes, we deliver also a one invoice solution for company car drivers. Employees can give their invoice to their employer with the detailed information for all charging consumption and get the charging costs refunded where appropriate. This USP aggregates both public and home charging sessions into one detailed overview.
The EV6 certainly looks the business. But it's not all business, it's supposed to be a lot of fun too. You see, the exterior design already hints at a dynamic driver experience that is not just for show and which you will have the opportunity to experience very soon. Knowing that the new eGMP platform with the 800-volt technology is capable of providing supercar-like power, our high-performance GT version of the EV6 might still hold some surprises for you with over 580 horsepower. After all, it's not only the brain but also the heart deciding for a car, and this goes for both new and used car customers. By the way, there are also not many EVs with a towing capacity of up to 1,600 kg. EV6 will be available with both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions. Especially with the latter, we expect that one of the most exciting feelings will be launching the EV6 from a standstill. Luckily, as on all EVs, we have very low wear and tear of the electric components, so you can do launch control starts all day long without any drawbacks on the total cost of ownership.
The total cost of ownership aspect is further supported by the current governmental subsidies landscape. As you know, in many countries, battery electric vehicles like the new EV6 here benefit from significant advantages when it comes to company and driver taxation policies. Finally, it goes without saying that, as for all Kia models, EV6 is also covered by the Kia 7-year warranty.
The driver center ergonomics are reflected into the interior design. Everything is easy to reach and even the infotainment is simple to use without distracting from driving. We felt it important to maintain a harmonious blend of both high-tech and some of the more traditional features. For example, having real buttons for adjusting the audio volume or the climate control. After all, it should all be about ease of use, which is timeless. Therefore, our intention was to create a unique yet instantly familiar interior space.
Nonetheless, innovation and the passenger experience was still a key aspect for developing the new interior too. Look at these beautiful dual curved 12-inch high-definition displays, for example. EV6 also comes with our new augmented reality head-up display that introduces a next-level navigation experience. It projects the route on the street ahead of the driver, allowing key information to remain inside. The full matrix LEDs with adaptive high beam function will keep everything else ahead of the driver perfectly illuminated. In terms of safety technologies, EV6 includes the latest highway driving assist with lane change support, lane follow assist, forward collision avoidance with junction turning and crossing, surround view monitor and blind view monitor all inside the cluster. With EV6, we are introducing some new interior materials built with durability and quality of feel in mind. The fact that some of them come from recycled materials is only an added benefit.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Thank you very much, Mark, for these presentations and for this presentation of this great car with amazing technology, so promising, so great fleet sales for sure. Mark, so we have no time for questions anymore, but if you if you have any questions to Mark, please do not hesitate to contact him. So on the channel, so here. Yes, stay with us. So because we start now the expected leasing executive panel that will be on live now on main stage. So stay with us. So thank you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Daniel, and a pleasure to be here.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.